Rebecca, where have you run off to? Mom and Dad have both been telling me you're ignoring all their calls and texts. Did you forget what day today is, Rebecca? Hey! Shut up! Do you have any idea what time it is? I want to sleep in some more. You know what time it is? It's almost noon now. And you have to go and meet with someone at 12 o'clock, right? I have to meet with someone? Oh, now that you mention it, I do remember something about meeting with someone. What do you mean you only just now remember something? What are you saying, Rebecca? You were the one that wanted us to set you up with someone who you could potentially date. So Mom and Dad have been doing all they can to find you someone who wouldn't mind meeting you, right? I was just on my way back home from my friend's wedding at the time and told everyone that I wanted to get married myself. That's all. And you're planning on getting married as well now too, so I just didn't want to be left out. That's it. But you kept on pestering Dad about setting you up with someone, so he went out of his way to get you a date with the son of one of his customers' CEOs, right? And about that, if I'm going to get married, I want it to be with someone who has loads of money. Which, that guy totally has, but have you seen the pictures of him? The pictures of the guy Dad set me up with? I did have a look at his picture once. You think I'm going to want to marry some fat guy like that? What? I want to be with someone who actually cares about his health and figure a bit more than that guy. You know I like my men thin and handsome, right? No matter how much money the guy has, if he's not good looking to me, then I don't want him. You don't want him? Did you ever tell Mom and Dad that then? Well, it's already too late to tell them now. Telling them both about this now would not change the fact that the plans were already made. Hold on a second, so you're not actually planning on going out to meet that guy today? That's right. And it's not like I want anything to do with him, and if I go there and he develops feelings for me, that'll be a huge pain in my neck. What are you talking about? You were the one asking over and over again to have Mom and Dad set you up with someone. And now that they've had a guy ready for you and everything, you're not going to tell them you don't want to see him anymore? No way that's okay, Rebecca. You should really tell Mom and Dad about this right now. I mean, this has to do with one of Dad's customers' sons. You understand that, right? All right, if I really have to go out and meet this guy, then why don't you go in my place and meet with him? I'm not playing around about this right now. I happen to be engaged right now, right? There's no way I'm going to go out and see another man who isn't my fiancé. It'll be fine. I happen to have your fiancé in my pocket anyway. What the heck is that supposed to mean? I might not want to go meet with that chubby guy, but that hasn't changed the fact that I want to get married. So I've made sure that I'll be the one getting married to your fiancé. What did you just say? That time you brought him over to meet your family, I've always thought he was really cute. I was always fine with the thought of having a good-looking brother-in-law would be nice, but I also thought his beauty would be wasted on you of all people. So I went and convinced him to give up on you and instead come and marry me. Without me ever noticing? But as far as I'm aware, my fiancé has never said anything to me yet about wanting to marry you now. Well, I was planning on moving in together today. The idea was when I started having all my things moved into that room with you guys, then you'd be able to pick up on what was happening between your fiancé and I. Huh? It would have been a pain for us if you found out about this before we set up all the plans, right? So that's why the plan is to have you moved out of that apartment and then I'll move in with him. Are you kidding me? I never heard anything about this from either of you, though. Well, that's why I told you it was being kept a secret between us. We wanted to make sure you wouldn't do anything about it until after I was already there with him. Have you guys really been talking about all of this behind my back this whole time? Yep. And that's why it's totally okay for you to go out and meet that guy Dad set up for me, since you no longer have a partner yourself. If anything, I'm being a really nice little sister by letting you go out with the man I was supposed to see today right after you lost your fiancé, right? How the hell are you even remotely close to a nice little sister? You're not only asking me to go out with this man you cried from Mom and Dad to set you up with, but you're asking me that after telling me you've been going out with my fiancé this whole time and plan to live with him now. Don't get so mad about it. I'm going to make sure to become an amazing wife in your place for your fiancé, all right? Now you can go and be happy with that fat loser in my place. It'll be totally fine. He's a perfect match for someone like you. So now that I've told you about everything, let's both have a wonderful time with our partners. You hold it right there, Rebecca. I am not done with you yet, especially after all you've just said to me.
I'm sure you've already heard everything from Rebecca now, but it's just like she said. So you and I are no longer engaged, Angel.
What the hell is going on here, Luke? Do you have any idea what you both are doing right now?
I had no choice, all right? I've started to realize that she's a lot better for me than you are, and now I'm in love with her.
So when you proposed to me and said that you loved me, it was a lie?
The moment I saw that you had a younger and far cuter little sister, I thought it would be best to get closer to her. So that's why I proposed to you and had us get reservations at that expensive restaurant, in order to see her while meeting your parents.
I cannot believe you. You and I went through with getting a whole wedding ready for us. We've already handed out all the invitations and everything, so what the hell are we going to do about that?
I'd like for you to tell all those that you invited that the wedding is cancelled. I will talk with those that I went ahead and invited to the wedding. And as a way of showing that I'm sorry, I'll pay for our wedding to be cancelled.
You're acting like you're being so kind to me for doing that. What makes you think any of this is even remotely okay?
I told you, I had no other choice. I was asked to be your sister's boyfriend by her.
She was the one that asked you? Rebecca?
She had told me about how your family had been trying to get her set up with a man to marry, but he's not her type. After she showed me the picture of him, I totally agreed with her that he is an absolute cow. I could see that she was never going to find the man for herself. And then at one point while talking to me, she asked me out.
And when something like that happens, you being the man who is already in a relationship says no to her.
I don't think you understand how hard it is for me to say no to the one girl that I've been wanting to be with the most.
Do you have any idea why she was looking for a man in the first place? Because she said that she only wants to get married because I was planning to, and so have all her friends. Do you really think she's being serious with you right now?
Oh, you think I'm going to fall for something like that? I'm sure she was getting jealous of everyone else, but that doesn't mean her love for me is fake. I get that all of this is hard for you, since you just found out that I've dumped you for her. But don't start trying to get me all worried about the relationship I've been having with her. Rebecca is a whole lot more cute than you, Angel, and that's why I've left you. Now leave my love with her alone.
I'm done with this. I cannot figure out what actually drove you to do all of that, and I don't even want to anymore. I thought you were a better man than that, but I guess I was completely wrong. You actually went ahead and cheated on me while we've been engaged.
Well, if I'm such a terrible man, then after today, don't you ever come around Rebecca or I. I'm so sorry for doing this to you, but there was nothing that could be done about it.
I know now that the reason for us having to call our marriage off is due to you cheating on me, so I'm going to get a settlement. Once I've gotten the money from you that I deserve, that'll be the end of me ever being around you. I'll make sure that I never even have to believe that either of you exist anymore.
You're getting a settlement from me, so you have been wanting my money.
I want for the both of you to see that what you've done is completely wrong, and that's why I'll be getting a settlement from you.
Go right ahead then. I've looked it up, and the amount you could even get from me for doing something like this is barely anything.
That's right, it is barely anything. But this isn't about me wanting money from you, but rather to teach you both lessons.
Well then, I'll be sending you the amount you ask for later.
Just make sure you read all the paperwork over that I send you so that there are no mistakes. I'll be sending you those papers later. But from what I've heard is that you're going to be moving, so I can't mail anything to you yet.
We're not going to be moving for another year out of this apartment, so just send me the papers and we'll see if they bring them here still. I'm sure they will.
Well, then I'll go ahead and do that. I never thought that this would be how our relationship would ever end. But I guess it's all better to happen now than later on for me.
I'm sorry that our love life of being engaged to one another was so short-lived, and that we never got to get married. But I'm going to be much happier with your sister, so you can be glad about that. I hope you're just as happy with, well, whatever man comes across you next.
Angel, long time no see. Are you still having a good time living as a single woman? I'm still so sorry about stealing your fiancé from you right as you both were going to get married. And what do you want from me now? So I guess you never did end up blocking me then. Perfect. I happen to have 3 things to tell you, so that's why I decided to text you. 3 things? The first one is that Luke ended up quitting his job, and from there he started his own company, which he is now running as the CEO. That's really great to hear. Now for the second piece of news. I'm pregnant! That is also great to hear. These aren't the kinds of reactions I was hoping to get from you. A little dry, I think. Did you not just hear me say that you're going to have a niece or nephew now? And this means that Mom and Dad will be getting their first grandbaby. You should be way more excited for me. I'm not excited about any of it, but I'll congratulate you. So what's this third piece of news you have? I plan on coming home to Mom and Dad's to have my baby there. What? You're coming back to have your baby at Mom and Dad's? So you're actually coming back? From what Luke has told me, his company is completely based online, which means he can do his work from anywhere in the world. So because of that, us 2 can go back to Mom and Dad's place. And we're both thinking of living with them long term. 3 years ago, I really thought that you were one hell of a crazy sister. But even now, you're proving to me that you are still frickin' crazy. Well, my husband is building this business of his up, so he needs all the money he can get, right? It would be a waste to put our money into our house, so it's much better to just move back home with Mom and Dad. Then we'll have all the money he needs for that company, right? And above saving money, having the baby be around Mom all the time would really help me out a lot. So you plan to have both Mom and Dad be there to help you out? Well, yeah. I'm giving them their first grandbaby after all, and the both of them have always spoiled me with anything I want, and this time I want to be home with them. So you really never came around to realizing just how much trouble you caused for all of us by running away with Luke? I do think it was a bit wrong that I stole your fiancé from you at the time, but you're also to blame for letting me steal him, right? So since you were in the wrong as well, do you mind leaving that house and letting my husband and I move into it with Mom and Dad? Excuse me? I'm pretty sure you're still living there with those 2, feeding off all their money, right? After having your fiancé stolen from you, you've continued to be single. I plan on coming back to Mom and Dad and making them happy with their first grandbaby, so the freaking obstacle of a loser needs to get out of there. We had that old house demolished, okay? What? What do you mean their house was demolished? I'm saying that the house has been destroyed and the land sold. Right now, there's no house on that plot of land. Wait a second, what the heck? I never heard anything about that happening. But from what I've heard, it's a realtor company that bought the land and they're going to build a new house on it. Wait a sec. So you're telling me Mom and Dad's house isn't there anymore? Where the heck am I supposed to go home to now? Actually, where are Mom and Dad right now? Tell me where they went. Dad ended up retiring from his job a little early last year, and with the money from that and from the land he sold, he took Mom with him and moved overseas. I think Thailand? They moved to Thailand? Those 2 have always loved the ocean. So they bought a really cheap house out by the ocean in Thailand and have been living there. Every week, those 2 are sending me pictures of the new life they both have there, and man, does it look awesome. Those 2 are really happy now. What the heck? I can't just get up and go overseas to be with them. Then, where the heck are you? Weren't you living off Mom and Dad at their house all by your lonesome? I'd never been living off of Mom and Dad while I was in their house. I just happened to work for a company that was close to that old house, so they let me stay with them for a while as I worked. I had planned to move out of their place for good 3 years ago and stay in that apartment with Luke, but, well, we both know what happened there. As of right now, I'm living with my new husband. You got married? You, my older sister, got married? And I hear you going on about how you're giving Mom and Dad their first grandbaby, but I had my first child last year. So Mom and Dad already have a grandbaby now. You had a baby? You're lying, right? I mean, you lost your fiancé 3 years ago. 3 years! It's only been 3 years since you were thrown away by Luke. And people are always saying that one man's trash is another man's treasure. Now, I'm not saying that the person who threw me away before was anything like a man, but after having been thrown away, I went with Mom and Dad to go see the man that was set up to go out with you. We wanted to say sorry for you being a no-show, but after we did that, we decided to sit down with him and have a chat while having lunch together. Don't tell me you're with that ugly fatty. Did you actually marry a freak like that? I don't care that you got thrown away by Luke. You shouldn't go out with something like that after. But you had recommended to me that I go out with him after you said you stole Luke from me. Well, I'm just going to show you what he looks like now to clear this air. Who is that? That happens to be my husband holding our son. No freaking way! That guy looks nothing like that fat loser in those pictures I was shown. Had I known Dad set me up with a man like that, I would have never canceled on him. He's perfect for me. He happened to get some work done on himself, as well as get some skincare therapy. Also, at the time he was planning on going out with you, he had a lot of stress in his life. But now he's a completely new-looking man. After he had finished up all his treatments and therapy, he and I got married, where I've now been treating him to all kinds of healthy foods. Looking at him now, you would never be able to tell he was that man from 3 years ago. But he didn't even stop after all those treatments. Do you want to know why he put on so much muscle? Right after telling him that I was pregnant, he told me he wanted his son to look just as good as him, but didn't think he would be able to get his son to be active and healthy. So he started going to the gym 6 days a week and turned himself into a macho man in order to influence our baby. He is a wonderful husband and father. You're lying! I had thought for sure that he was a nobody, and I thought you having a baby with him would bring the birth of one of the most ugly-looking kids in America. Wait, now that I remember, this is that same guy that you and Dad said were saying he has a father that's a CEO? That's right. And as of right now, he's taking on his dad's position now that his dad is retiring. But that's not all. As right after becoming the CEO, he took his dad's company even further and made it an extra $2 billion this year. So, he's not just the son of the CEO that got put into that position, but he actually knows how to run the company? He really does. Where are you living right now, Angel? We're living in a very secure penthouse. A penthouse? I'm going there right now. I'm going to stay there and have the baby at your place. I believe 3 years ago we made the promise to never come around one another again, right? So that's not going to happen. Well, I'm saying it's fine for us to meet now. So let's bring things back to the way they were in the past and live together in peace, okay? All right? I don't think you and I were ever living in peace with one another, so I'm not sure what you're talking about. What? What are you talking about? You and I had some of the best times together as sisters, right? You think so? Even though you would always get away with doing whatever you wanted and then force me to take over for all your responsibilities? Even though you would always take my things from me without asking and then say that I lost them? I have still not forgotten about how back in high school when I graduated, Dad gave me that really nice watch, but right before I was going to wear it, you took it from me and broke it. And back then, I was just a wild young little girl. No, you were way too old by then to be acting like that. You told me after stealing Luke away from me that I should do my best to be happy with whatever man I found, right? Well, look, I've become very happy with my husband, and we have a house and family and everything. You said that we would both work to become happy, and look where we're at. I'm living the best life I can live right now, so you just need to try a little harder to be on my level. Wait, are you not going to help me? You know, I don't have to help you, right? But I was planning on having Mom and Dad be the ones to pay for everything I needed and house us. Right now, we don't have any money in our savings. How about you ask Luke's family to help you out then? His parents only ever had one kid, Luke, so this is going to be their first grandbaby, right? Aren't they going to be so happy to have you both living with them? 3 years ago, both his parents cut ties to us. They were both furious with us over having Luke leave you for me. Luke tried so hard to get them to understand us, but they kept telling us to never come back to them again. We can't ask for their help now. So right now, the only person I can rely on is you, Angel. And you think after what you did to me 3 years ago, you can come back asking me to help? Wild. Well, I'm sorry, but I don't want to deal with you anymore. Now, I'll be praying that you and your husband can make a decent enough family for your soon-to-becoming baby. Goodbye, forever. No way, right? You're really planning on throwing me away like this? Angel!
Please, Angel, do this for the man you first loved and your little sister. Please, help us out. If you don't do anything to help us, then myself and your little sister are going to be left for the streets with nothing we can do. You're living in a penthouse now, right? I hear you got married to a man with lots of money, right? I'm sure you can just give us one room in there where we can stay.
This is strange. I could have sworn somebody had told me 3 years ago that they were throwing me away from my more cute and better little sister. Who could that have been again that told me to never talk to them again?
I know that I really messed up after what happened back then, so let's just let go of all that happened then.
I believe it's me that gets to choose what we just let go and what we hold on to. You have no say in any of that.
Not bothering to help your family out, nor even daring to help your little sister. You're one cold witch, aren't you? I could sue you for this.
I've already gotten a settlement from the both of you for cheating on me. And I also have the evidence of what happened then, as well as audio recordings from when I had you talk to my lawyer. I'm not really sure what you plan to sue me for, but I'm sure the judge won't be having any of it from you. So are you sure you want to try me?
Hey, come now, Angel. It takes a lot of money to get a company up and running, and right now Rebecca and I don't have all that much money.
Well then, how about before you start up a new company, you actually work for all the money that you'll be needing? Isn't it pretty obvious that you're going to need to pay for your living expenses while you're building a company? Now listen here. I have chosen to never talk to either one of you guys again, all right? So I'm going to block the two of you now.
You will not?
My parents are both living overseas now in Thailand. And as for the penthouse we're living in, it is very secure and managed by a private security company. I'm thinking it won't be all too easy for either one of you to get to us. So if you are planning to be a couple of pests for me, then I'll be more than happy to take you both to court and sue. Please remember that.
Let's just both calm down and talk this out in person. I will literally come to you and get on my hands and knees apologizing for what happened 3 years ago. You're the only person that can help us.
You had told me that you would be able to do everything on your own back when you said for me to never come around you both again. So please, be a man of your word and go away. Now go enjoy that life you have with my little sister some more. After that, I went ahead and blocked those two's numbers. And then, when those two learned that I really did mean that I'd be blocking them, they went back to Luke's parents, begging them to let them in. And somehow it seemed to work, and those two were allowed to live with his parents. But the only condition was that they both had to pay to stay with them, so the life of being cared for by someone else never actually came after the move-in. And this was when Luke realized that he was never going to get his company to take off. So he gave up on it and started looking for a job again. As for Rebecca, she started to work at a supermarket close to Luke's parents' house. I know that I said I'd never be around those two ever again and that they'd never be allowed around me, but I happen to stay good friends with Luke's mom for the past 3 years. So when anything happens regarding those two, I hear about it through her while we're getting coffee together.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.
Hi, Brooke. Thank you for sending me this present for my wedding. But is this... well, is what's inside this box supposed to be for someone else? Huh? Why would you think it's for someone else besides you? That's the perfume I spent hours searching for that I knew matched your style perfectly. Man, it's so interesting to think that even though my brother won the men's beauty contest in college, he's chosen to get married to someone as ugly as you. I just don't get it. So that's why I went out and got you a perfume that is quite expensive. Because if it isn't for you trying on things like that perfume, you'd be ugly forever. So you're telling me this is to help me become a better looking and smelling woman? You want me to become a wife more fit for someone like Ben then, right? That's what I'm getting at. So that's why I'd like you to use that perfume every day, okay? I've made sure to spend days researching that perfume so that you'll be at least a little bit more like my brother. I'm really happy that you went out and got me something like this, but this kind of perfume is something that, well, I'm not sure how to say it. Well, with how nasty you look, I had to take desperate measures in order to make you at least decent. And having a perfume like that will at least make you smell better than those that don't look at you directly. And it might help your skin a little, who knows? Huh? I'm just saying that drastic measures have to be taken in order to fight your ugly side. That kind of perfume is for people that are just getting into using perfume, so it's meant to smell extra strong in order to hide the underlying appearance. But this is supposed to be a present to congratulate my marriage, right? I'm not trying to recommend how much someone should spend on a gift for me or anything like that, but you really meant to send me a gift that's just a $1 perfume from a little girl's store? Huh? What's up with that reaction? Are you trying to say you're not happy with what I got you? Unlike you, I'm a very good-looking woman, and I have to spend a ton on makeup and stuff like that. I'm at the point now where every month I'm spending around a couple grand on beauty products. You're telling me you use things like this every month? Well, I'm a good-looking woman, so I have to. When you're as good-looking as I am, you have a standard to uphold, which requires lots and lots of attention. And so, with my experience and all that stuff, I went out of my way to find you something that would really help your appearance. That present cost me $1, so please stop trying to talk to me like I wasted my money on you. I'm sorry about that, Brooke. I didn't realize that something like this took so much time out of your day and everything. Well, now that you know, your ugly butt can start spraying that crap on yourself to help you at least smell better. I think something like that really will work wonders on you. I put a lot of thought into that gift, so make sure you use it all up while thinking of me. Hey, Ben, it turns out that the present your sister sent me in the mail wasn't a mistake after all. She told me that it's meant for me to use from now on as to not cause you any embarrassment. And she kept making it very clear that this $1 perfume is perfect for someone with my looks.
You have to be kidding me. Brooke really said things like that to you about that gift?
Well, now that we know about this, what should we do? Half of $1 is only 50 cents. I know that we should both be giving something to her in return for this, but half $1 isn't much to work with. Maybe a couple pieces of gum or something would be enough?
No. We don't even have to bother giving her anything in return if she's going to be that petty. She doesn't deserve anything in return after that. And I'm sorry that my sister thought that giving you such a rude present was a good idea.
No worries, I'm not upset about it. I know that to her, she sees you as someone she can brag to everyone about and that you're the #1 most important person to her. So I think she's just trying to make sure that your wife will be as beautiful as she wants her to be. And compared to a beauty like her, I'm not really anything special to get people talking about.
What are you talking about? You're so beautiful, Sadie. I get that my sister is a bit of a standout when it comes to her beauty, but her personality is a bit trash. And when you add that in, she comes out to be nothing more than an ugly woman herself. I get that her looks score her 100, but when you take into account what she holds inside, that equals it out to around -1.
You're being a bit harsh about her, aren't you? I understand that her personality is a bit much, but she does seem to know a lot about beauty products. She's told me that she's spending a couple grand on things like that every month for herself. That's insane. She's put a whole lot of effort into keeping herself looking top-notch, and so I can see why she's a bit rough to a plain Jane like me.
Huh?
What are you talking about, Sadie? There's no way my sister is spending that kind of money on beauty products every month, right? She just happens to look naturally that pretty, and she doesn't even have a job to afford $2,000's worth of products.
She's not even working right now? Last time I spoke to her in person, she told me she was working for your parents' company, correct?
And right after she said that to you, she was fired from that job. She has a real good complexion, and also my parents thought that they could use her to work for them. But that just doesn't seem to be the case. From what I've been told, all she did at work was go to the woman's bathroom and stare in the mirror the whole day. Not only that, but her personality was a huge problem for everyone there. She'd always try to pick fights with other women in the office over their looks, and it led to her being fired in the end.
Really? I never knew that.
I'm sure she's just trying to make herself look good in front of everyone. But she doesn't have any money, Sadie. And that's why she couldn't afford anything more than a cheap bottle of perfume for you.
She told me she was spending so much every month just on beauty products, though.
I'm really sorry that my little sister is such a piece of trash. So from now on, if she does anything else that upsets you, let me know, and I'll handle it. I can get her to bow down to me with a snap of my fingers.
Thank you, Ben. Well, for the time being, I'll use this perfume she's given to me as a way of showing her I'm happy to have it. Besides, a lot of people have been saying online that this brand is actually quite good. Hey, Sadie, are you really planning on giving a wedding now? I can't even begin to see someone like you getting into a wedding dress and walking on stage for something like that. Did something strange happen to make you say something like that? I mean, you already knew that I married your brother, so why would it make it wrong for me to have a wedding now for everyone to come see? And true, normally a couple would give a wedding after getting married, but that's not the case when it comes to ugly women like you. That's a huge problem, if anything. Unlike me, who could give a wedding any day of the week, you are so plain and disgusting that there's just no way it'll go over well for you. Huh? You actually think that with a face like that, you can get into a wedding dress and everything will look alright? Dressmakers are only making those dresses for people as beautiful as me to wear. But I've been wanting to have a wedding ever since I was a little girl in elementary school. Really? I plan to go out looking soon for some dresses that will match my looks and then have that dress prepared for my big day. If you have the time to, do you want to come along with me searching for the right dress? I'm sure that with you helping me out, we can find a dress that'll help me look even more attractive. No way in hell. Something like that could never be found by anyone because those kinds of dresses don't exist. So you need to have that wedding canceled. Canceled. Nobody wants to come to a wedding for some ugly chick who can't even look good in her dress, right? If anything, all you're going to do is make some terrible memories for everyone, including yourself. So stop all of this before it gets out of hand. But Ben has already told me that he's looking forward to seeing me in the dress I choose to show him. Jeez, what the hell has gotten into my brother lately that's making him think something as ridiculous as that? All of his past girlfriends were so good looking that they could even compete with me. Yet when he came to our house telling us he was going out with some ugly chick, I freaked out. And now you two are married? And he's even saying he wants to see you in a wedding dress? I bet you've been putting something in his food every day that's making him be this sickeningly in love with you. I'm not doing anything to him. Well, whatever. If you both are so badly blinded by the dream of having that wedding, then I'll have to step in to help you all cancel it. I'm glad I already had that first conversation with the reception hall about your wedding. What do you mean you're going to cancel our wedding? And what did you talk about with the reception hall already? I asked them to have your guys' wedding canceled. And so I'm happy to tell you that your wedding is now canceled. Nobody should have to be forced to come see some ugly loser in a wedding dress like you tried to do to them. What? You're just telling a joke now, right? You surely couldn't have called that place without talking to either me or your brother first and canceled our wedding, right? Oh, I did though. I just got off the phone with them a little bit ago. I told them that you no longer wanted to marry my brother and to have the wedding canceled, please. I made it clear to them that you didn't want to get married because you knew how ugly you'd look in front of everyone, and you didn't want to blind anyone. That's really messed up, Brooke. Why would you do something like that to your own brother and I? I did that because I already said you shouldn't be seen in a wedding dress. It would be totally acceptable had the wedding been for my handsome brother and a beautiful woman, but the fact that you look like the underside of a shoe after stepping in dog poop means that the wedding would be a real letdown for everyone there. And I already made sure to tell everyone you invited to the wedding that it's been canceled. I cannot let you get away with doing something like that. I get that you are a very good-looking young woman and everything, Brooke, and that compared to you, I'm just a plain girl and all. But you have no right using that as your reason to do something behind all our backs that's going to ruin my special day. I can't believe such an ugly loser is getting so upset over this. I'm laughing my butt off right now. If you have the time to sit here getting all upset with me, then go take a really good look at yourself in the mirror, please. You'll get to see just how little a wedding dress would look good on you. And as far as I can tell, all of those guests you invited are thrilled to hear that your wedding is canceled. You are so screwed. Huh? I have been at my limits for a while with you now, but now you've gotten even Ben all up in arms about this. He was looking forward to this wedding a whole lot more than even I was until he found out what you'd done. The fact that you canceled our wedding like that, all because I wouldn't look good in a wedding dress to you? Well, this spells the end for you, Brooke. Right now, your good-looking brother that you brag so much about is fuming at the ears over what he's learned you've done. So my brother is with you right now? Well, we've already gotten married and live together now. You should have already known that we'd start living together after handing in our marriage forms at the courthouse. Well, I'm going to hand the phone over to him now, okay? Huh?
You freaking idiot. You've really gone and done it to yourself now. This time, you've really done it by going out of your way to cancel our wedding. Something that has nothing to do with you. What the hell did you think you were doing when you called the reception hall acting as Sadie and canceled our special day? You ugly witch! How are you going to fix this for us now, huh?
Wait a minute, Ben. Why are you getting so upset with me over this, Ben? I canceled that wedding for you. You really wanted people to see your stupid and ugly wife in a wedding dress? If you allowed her to do that in front of everyone you know, she would have made you look like a fool and had everyone hating you. So that's why I believe you guys are better off not having a wedding instead.
Who the hell said my wife is ugly besides you? And who the hell said they don't want to see her in a wedding dress? I'll have you know that it doesn't matter the kind of woman that wears the wedding dress. The point of the dress is to make them all look beautiful and like a princess. And it's the dream of any man to see the woman they love in a wedding dress. Now my dream has been ruined by my own little piece of trash sister. Do you have any idea how much effort I put into this gosh damn wedding? Well, it's all because of you that the $60,000, all my savings, is now gone, and I'll never be able to get it back.
You spent $60,000 on that whole wedding?
Did you think it cost me less than that? This was my chance to show the woman that I love just how much I love her and want to spend the rest of my life with her. That's what us men do for women that mean that much to us. I want to let everyone see how happy the two of us are to be married to one another. Because of that, I put $60,000 into that wedding for not just the two of us, but for everyone to enjoy.
This is all a dream, right? You actually wanted to hand over $60,000 for a wedding to someone like her?
Yet now, after all you've done, that money has gone down the drain. We had already approved of everything, so canceling means that 100% of the cost is still paid to them. Since this is all your fault, I'm going to make sure you pay me every cent of that $60,000 back.
All of that? Wait. How the hell am I going to be able to pay you that kind of money? Why should I have to do that?
Because you're the one that just wasted all of my money. So not only will you be paying me that $60,000, but you'll also be paying me a settlement. Not only did you cause all my money and time to be lost, but you've also made it so I have to go apologize to everyone I plan to have at the wedding for wasting their time saving the date. And then, after all that's done with, I'm going to have a call back to the reception hall and set up a brand new wedding there, start this all over again. And you'll be paying for all of that too.
That's impossible, though. I don't have that kind of money. Just that wedding alone cost you $60,000, but now you want me to pay you a settlement and for your next wedding? There's no way.
You happen to have a very nice face that lots of men would love to have a moment with, right? You brag about it all the time yourself, so you can go out there and find some men that are willing to pay you a pretty penny for your time. It's all been made so easy for you by having such a beautiful face and body. Now go find yourself a nice dress, get out there, become a whore, or an escort for someone.
What is wrong with you, Ben? Why would my own brother be asking me to go out and become a whore?
Shut the hell up, you waste of freaking beauty. And when I say beauty, I only mean your looks, because your personality is rotten garbage. So the only thing a good-looking pile of trash like you can do now is be everyone's little pleasure toy.
Huh?
You happen to be hired into your own family's business, and even they fired you because of how horrible a person you are. And even after your own parents fired you, you still happen to live in the same house with them and haven't found any other work since. The only thing that's left for you to do now is freshen yourself up a bit, go out with some older man and make his night.
But me being unemployed has nothing to do with this.
Shut up. I bet the real reason you treat my wife like crap all the time is because you being unemployed still. She's almost the same age as you, but she happens to have been working for a very long time already and is set for a promotion to manager this month. You failed so badly at your own life that you've grown jealous of her success. But listen, just because you're a failure doesn't mean you have any right ruining other people's lives. And after what's happened today, I'll never be forgiving you.
What is going on here? Why are you this mad at me? All your cute little sister did was mess around a little with her sister-in-law.
I want you to get out there and start making that money for me any way you know how. Before I cut ties to you, I'll have you pay for every little screw-up you made today.
I can't do this anymore. It's all because of you two that I'm completely embarrassed with myself. Why the hell are you doing this to me? Why are you so upset about this, Brooke? You should be happy that you were able to cancel our wedding. You were able to get away with faking my voice and having my wedding canceled, wasting all your brother's money. Huh? But listen, we talked to the reception hall and they're not going to make us pay for the cancellation. And they even said that they will be willing to put the wedding back on just as we planned, so thank goodness for that, right? What the hell? That's not good at all. Right now my brother is blowing all of this way out of proportion. I was so afraid of what he'd do to me next that I started to call on my family and friends. I asked them all to help me gather the money I needed to pay him off, but they all told me that I needed to be responsible for that. Oh, calm down. They only said all of that to scare you. Actually, they are all planning on handing some money to us to pay for your mistakes. I know that, but now none of them are talking to me anymore, and that's all because of you and Ben. Really? Everyone? Your parents, your family, your friends? Everyone's cut ties to you? Yes! I called them all asking for money to help pay back my brother after what happened, and I explained to them all why I did what I did. But when they heard my reason for canceling your guys' wedding, they told me they'd give me some money, but in return for never talking to me again. And they said in the future, if I ever do try looking for them, they'd have the police called on me. My, well, that must be so soul-crushing for you. Because of all this stress, I've started to break out in a bad rash all over my face, and it's ruining me. When I woke up this morning, I looked in the mirror and my face was just covered in this rash. What the hell have you both done to my natural beauty? Wait, you're having that bad of an outbreak now? I have been using such good beauty products for so long, and I'm still able to break out like this? With this bad of a rash on my face, I can't be seen going anywhere. I'm a good-looking woman, but now I'll have to put on a face mask to hide all of this. It's kind of frightening that you've broken out like that so badly in such a short amount of time. Are you sure all of those things that you've been using on your skin aren't just fakes? Huh? Why the hell would all the brand products that I bought turn out to be fake? I've been putting thousands of dollars into all this product, so there's no way it could all be fake. I only use the best kinds of beauty products, and they all cost me a lot of money. But it's been an ongoing theme online recently. Lots of brand items looking just like the real thing, but are in fact fake. Lots of online shops selling what seems like high-brand goods, like makeup and whatnot, cheap. And most of that stuff ends up being fake, as well as pretty bad for your body. Huh? And just like your case, there have been tons of people buying really good products like you, thinking they're the real deal, but ending up with terrible breakouts due to it all being fake. It's really something that's had me worried, but you seem to have done all the hard work for me. Because you tested all of that high-end crap you bought online on yourself, You've only given me cheap things like that perfume you got for $1. And I'll continue to use this cheap product on myself since it seems I'm not fit for such high-end product like you are. Wait. This has been all over the news, so I think you're having the same situation happen to you. There have already been people with the same symptoms as you who end up having to go through 2 years of treatments to fix their badly damaged skin. They usually show a before and after picture of the patients, and man, is it amazing what modern healthcare can do to save someone's skin. I can definitely see why you think you'll have to start wearing a mask outside now with a face that badly rashed. You have got to be lying! I can't afford to pay for 2 years' worth of treatments to my skin! For frick's sake! I should have known this fake product would screw me over one day! This is all due to that badly produced product, and now my skin looks sickening! Huh? So you really have been using that fake product after all? But didn't you tell me you were spending thousands of dollars a month on that product? You even bragged to me about how beautiful it made your skin and everything. You were looking so beautiful that even I believed you when you said you only used high-quality goods, but really, you've been using cheap, fake garbage all along. Excuse me? Why are you getting all happy over this? But wait, didn't you tell me earlier that people with my looks should only be using the cheap stuff? Why have you been using the cheap product as well this whole time? Are you telling me that perhaps I'm the same level of beauty as you now by saying you bought only cheap beauty product? Maybe that's why you've been so happy to brag about the product to me. Because you finally found someone just as ugly as you to share that product with. Shut the hell up! I really was buying all of it thinking that it was the real deal. I've been using that website's product for so long now, so why is it only damaging my skin now? This is all just a bad coincidence, right? Before all those products must have been the real deal, right? That must mean that even now the product I used has been real. And that it's just the stress causing this breakout. What? So you've been using this same product for a very long time then, huh? That must mean that low-quality trash is perfect for your skin, and this time you used something that was real and it didn't match your skin. Excuse me? Well, it's fine for you to keep using the trash product. I mean, somebody's got to buy it or else it will all go to waste. You must be so happy to know that the cheap stuff works for you. And I think I'll continue to use this cheap perfume you got me since it hasn't bothered me so far. I actually looked into that perfume you got me and its parent brand is a lot higher end. So that's why it's been made so well and is healthy for me to use. You really did a great job looking for this perfume for me, and I think I'll start buying the parent brand since I know my body won't react to it. Thank you, Brooke. You need to stop it with all of that horn tooting right now. You have no right being this happy over all this. You're the frickin' ugly loser, so you don't get to be happy about something that makes me miserable. I'm not trying to be happy about something that's made you upset. I just wanted to let you know that you can keep saving money with that fake product. And that I will be able to buy some high brand stuff here really soon. Let's both you and I keep doing our best to take care of our beauty, okay? But before you can join me, make sure to get that rash or whatever treated. You are way too beautiful to keep that rash on your face, so get it treated soon, okay? We wouldn't want you making everyone around you having to look at that disgusting rash on your face. Good luck! After that, both Ben and I were able to give our wedding and it went over very well. But as for Brooke and her terribly rashed skin, it only continued to get worse and worse. She never did end up coming to the wedding because she kept crying about how everyone would laugh at her because of her skin. But everyone at the wedding had a different excuse for her not showing, and that was that she was too afraid to appear in front of all those that yelled at her, and that's why she ran. She tried to explain later to those that still talked to her that her skin really was having a horrible outbreak, but nobody would believe her. However, when she went to go see how much the treatments would cost her, it was way more money than she expected, and she couldn't even get anyone to support her this time. As of right now, she's working overnight at a factory in town trying to save up money for her treatments, and is doing so while wearing a mask to cover up her ugly mug.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
Hey, Oliver, where are you right now? I finally had our baby and you're not even around to come and see its face?
I'm sorry, Karen. I had some things going on.
You had things going on that are more important than your baby being born? Even both my parents and your parents are here with me. Why is the father of this child the only one not present?
If you already have your mom and dad and my parents there to see the baby, then I don't have to be there, right? I'm busy at the moment, getting ready to run off with a new woman. So please just shut up for me.
What? Did you just say you're going to run off with a new woman?
Sorry about that, Karen. I'm not going to be able to stick around with you to raise that baby. I'm leaving this house, so please care for it on your own.
Huh? You hold it right there. What do you mean you're not sticking around to raise our baby? And you're running off with a new woman? Are you telling me that while I've been pregnant, you've been cheating on me with another woman?
Hey. Don't get too far ahead of yourself there. I've not been cheating on you. It's only that I haven't been able to forget about my ex-girlfriend this whole time.
Your ex-girlfriend?
I'm sure I've told you about her before, right? This is the ex-girlfriend that I'd been dating for 10 years before I married you. A lot happened between us, so we were never able to go through with marriage. But this whole time I've been with you, I've still had a bit of fire in my heart for her.
What?
I thought that by getting married to you, that love for her would fade. And by having a kid with you, that would do the trick for getting me to forget her, but even after hearing that we were having a kid, I've not been able to forget her. So that's why I've gone ahead and told her that I want her back.
You're lying, right? Wait a second. I have gone 9 months now carrying our baby that you wanted me to have so badly for you and never getting a break during that whole time. And now, after I had just gone through labor to have our baby, you're going to tell me that you're running back to your ex-girlfriend?
I only texted her about it today, but to my surprise, she said it was totally fine for me to go back to her. It looks like I wasn't the only one wanting to go back to the past relationship I had with her. She told me that after hearing about how I'd gotten married to you, she's been sad this whole time. She wants me back with her, so I have no other choice now but to go back.
So you're telling me that the plan now is to run back to her and then the both of you are going to peace out? Even though your baby was just born?
Oh, nobody's going to stop the love we have with one another. There are plenty of single mothers in this world, so you'll be just fine. So I'm leaving the baby and all that in your hands now.
No way.
I'm going to be running off now, so you can go ahead and keep living in that house. You won't even have to pay any rent for the place, so that should make life a little bit easier for you, right?
Please, Oliver, come here right now. I would like for all of us to talk about this before you just run off like that. You haven't even taken a look at your baby's face either. I'm sure when you take a good look at your baby's face, your mind will be changed. Hey, you're going to try to use your baby to keep your relationship together? That's not a good sign. I guess after becoming a mother, you forgot how to be a decent human, huh? What? Nice to meet you, Karen. This is Oliver's ex-girlfriend, Amber. I'm glad you made it through the labors of giving birth to a child, and I'm sorry that I am stealing Oliver from you now. Ah, you're Oliver's ex-girlfriend? He and I are married right now, and I just gave birth to our child. You give Oliver back to me right now. Say that all you want to me, but Oliver is only interested in me now, and I'm not giving him back to you because he was mine in the first place. Huh? There is not another man around me who is as cool and kind as Oliver. And back when I heard about him marrying another woman besides me, I was really heartbroken. But to hear that even after having a child with you, he would still rather be back in my arms, well, it's gotten me all excited. I'm sorry for being such a gorgeous ex-girlfriend. Well, it's not that I'm so gorgeous, but rather you're just not good-looking enough. It's really sad that you weren't able to keep your husband away from his ex. Excuse me?
Well, good luck being a single mother. In return, I'll make sure to make Oliver the happy man he always should have been around you. And just think of that baby as being Oliver and raise it with all the love you gave him.
Hey, can you give me that house soon? I'm not happy about how you went and changed the lock on the door without ever telling me.
What? Oliver?
Jesus. It's been 10 years and I'm wanting to come back into my house. And now I can't even get in. Hurry up and let me in. Do you have any idea whose house this is?
Wait a second, Oliver. You came all the way back to this house? Even though 10 years ago you ran off with that Amber chick of yours?
Amber and I have broken up. That's why I've made the trip all the way back to my house.
You guys broke up?
Well, a lot happened. And after breaking up, I thought I should find a place to lay low for a while and be by myself. That's when I thought about my house, and I haven't been back in a long time. That's why I want you to get to it and let me inside. I'm the owner of this house.
So since you've come all the way back here, does this mean you want to live with us again? You want to be with me? And with my daughter?
Are you kidding? Why would I want to live with the woman I left behind 10 years ago? And that daughter of yours, I've never even seen her before. I've nothing to do with that brat, so there's no way I want to be living here with two of you here as well. I've come all the way back here, so you and that kid of yours, get out of there now.
What did you say?
Why are you getting so upset? The owner is back in town, so I have the final say. I've been so kind these past 10 years, letting you both stay in here. But now that I want the place back for myself, you squatters need to get lost.
You hold it right there. I don't mind having to leave this house, but what do you mean you have nothing to do with my daughter? You are still her father, whether you want to accept that or not.
I get that she shares the same blood as me, so biologically I'm her father. It's been 10 years. I still haven't seen her face yet. It'd be wild of me to think of her as my family, and I don't know who she is.
What the?
Also, since I ran off the moment she was born, that means she's now, 10 years old, right? Had I come back after a year when she was still a baby, she'd probably still be cute to me. But now she's one of those annoying little runts that goes to elementary school. I actually hate brats her age the most. I cannot stand their high-pitched voices and stupid behaviour.
You really love to call your own daughter a brat? I guess you never stopped growing into a worse person after leaving me. I haven't even heard a sorry from you yet for leaving me 10 years ago. All you're back here for is the house, showing no emotion towards me or your daughter and just wanting us gone.
Say whatever you'd like about me, but this house is still going to be mine. My name is on it after all. So you don't get a say in what I do with it and who gets to live in it. If anything, you should be thankful I've let you live here for 10 years without kicking you both out. I want to hear you thank me. Right now.
Huh? You think you were being so kind, but did you forget about paying things like child support? I am not going to give you anything back now after 10 years of having to literally support my daughter on my own.
Oh, what are you going on about now? This house was built in one of the best parts of town. The cost of having to pay taxes and for utilities on a place like that costs far more than even 2 months of child support. So think of all those costs that I've been paying off as part of the child support. Since you've been able to raise your daughter in such a good part of town, I'm sure she's grown into a good little girl, right? They always say to have a good neighborhood when raising a kid, and this place is perfect for her.
They say good environment, not neighborhood. The neighborhood is, of course, important, but it's not everything. There are things like whether the child has both parents around them and whether or not there is a stable flow of money into the house. And there has to be enough activities going on to keep the child happy. There are a lot of things that are really important to a child for their growth, meaning that it's not only about the neighborhood.
You're starting to talk too much. I've had enough of your whining, so go grab the little brat and get out of here. What other choice do you have? Do you think you can just keep living in there without paying for anything? Well, I don't mind calling the police on you right now, having them arrest you for trespassing.
Excuse me?
Then, When you go to court, I'll have the judge make you pay me back for the last 10 years of living in that house. How does that sound to you? But remember, a poor single mother like you would never have the kind of money to pay me all that, so think wisely right now.
You have really fallen into hell, haven't you? All you care about is yourself. And never think for a second that there could be other things going on that don't revolve around you. I wonder how much longer you'll be able to get away with being a totally selfish prick before someone bigger than you comes along and squashes you.
Shut up. I'm done with all this. Now, get the hell out of my house. This is my house. My name is on the place and I've been living there forever. And I don't need some poor woman and her annoying brat living in it anymore. Give me my dang house back.
We've moved out of there a long time ago.
What?
So tell the person currently living there that and see what they think. From the very start, my daughter and I haven't been in that house.
Hey, what do you mean by that? Who's living in this house now then? You're telling me that you haven't been living in this house with your daughter for the past 10 years.
The moment I had my baby, my husband ran off with another chick, right? After something like that, it was pretty obvious to me that I wouldn't be able to raise her in that large house when it's just the two of us. So right after getting out of the hospital, I took my baby and some things and went back to my parents' house. And with the help of my mom and dad, I've been able to raise my daughter with not too many worries.
Huh? I have been letting you borrow this house all this time, and you haven't even been living in it.
I never asked for you to let us live in it while you ran off, right? But leaving a house empty like that isn't a great use of such a gorgeous place, right? And not too long after going back to my parents' house, there were people asking to live in it.
Don't you freaking dare tell me you've been renting the place out to some strangers now.
Don't worry. You happen to know the person just as much as I do, so they're not a stranger.
So then the person living here, I know them.
Someone you know, or one might say, a friend of a friend. I happen to let your ex-girlfriend's parents move into that house.
What? Amber's parents?
At the time, they felt the most responsible for what happened. They even came all the way out to the hospital to apologize to my parents and I for what their daughter did. And as a way of showing that they were sorry, they said they'd go live in your house that you left behind.
Wait. This doesn't make any sense. Why'd they come and live in my house as a way of apologizing to you? What kind of apology is that?
They both told me that they wanted to catch the two of you in order to get you both to pay me back for all you'd done. So they'd said they'd stay in your house and wait for the eventual day you'd come back to it.
What?
They said they didn't mind how long it took you to come back because the longer it took you to come back, the longer they got to live in that nice home. They also told me that when they were able to catch you, they'd make sure you both paid a settlement to me and all the child support you owe. So I told them it was the perfect way of saying sorry to me and let them move in a few days after I had my daughter.
So you're telling me that at this house, the one I've been banging on the door for the past 30 minutes.
That's where Amber's parents are living. So now that I know you're there, I'm going to give them a call. I'll let them both know that the man outside their house right now is the one we've been looking for. The one that ran off with their daughter, leaving his wife and baby behind. That crappy excuse for a man. I'm calling them right now.
What?
A lot happened that made you both break up. I've known for a long time about how you both broke up. The moment that Amber became pregnant, you told her that you hate kids and then left her.
No.
I always thought that the moment you left her, you'd come right back home. And not even a day after hearing about you leaving her, you're right back in town. Well, good luck now. You are going to have to deal with her parents now, as well as with whoever else might be involved, like Amber and her baby. I'm also going to let your parents know that you're back in town.
No freaking way. This is, not good. You're joking, right? There's no way her parents are living here. Amber's parents are crazy.
I don't think you should call them crazy. But you're not wrong to be afraid of them, especially when they both work for the state police. I heard that the two of them have a lot of influence in both the police force and in the court system. That's why they're both dead set on having you pay me everything I'm owed. Now, good luck with what happens next.
Please help me. If I can't get out of this mess, I'm going to be killed.
Huh?
Amber's parents are so pissed off with me right now that I'm scared for my life. Her dad is holding an axe in one hand and has been standing right beside me the whole time. They keep yelling at me, asking why I threw you away after having our baby, and then ran off with their daughter. And they're asking me why I've done it twice now. Her dad keeps telling me that I'm going to take responsibility for all my actions, and that the only other choice for me lies on the other end of that axe.
Well, they want to know why you did all that. You left me and my baby to run off with their daughter 10 years ago. And by how they apologized to me back then, they weren't all too happy with you, but then, just a decade later, you did the same thing again, but this time to their daughter who just had her baby. And you thought you could just run back to your house and not be punished for all that? I don't blame them for wanting to kill you.
But I never wanted a kid. The reason I ran away from you is to be alone with her and live life as only the two of us. But recently, Amber just kept going on and on and on about wanting a baby of her own. She must have stopped taking birth control without telling me, and that's how she got pregnant. And after telling me she was pregnant, she instantly started talking about the cost of raising a baby and that we need to change in order to become proper parents for it. I was freaked out at the time by how quickly things changed on me. I didn't know what to do.
So you've just been destined to always run off with other women the moment your current lady has a kid? But this time, things changed for you, right? This time, instead of finding another woman to run off with, leaving Amber behind, you left her and ran back to your house to try and live as a single man. All in order to run from your responsibilities again, huh? What a joke you are.
What did you call me?
This is going to be your last chance to take responsibility for all you've done. There is no more running away from everything you've done, and you'll have to answer for it all now. There isn't even a place for you to hide anymore.
This is screwed. It looks like Amber has come here now as well. Her parents called for her to come here while her dad was dealing with me, and now they're all here waiting to welcome me into hell. I can hear everyone yelling at me to be a man and take responsibility for everything I've done. I'm screwed. This is it for me.
That's right. Now that you've come back out of hiding, you're going to have to pay 10 years worth of child support to me and another 8 years after. Then you are going to be asked to marry, forced to marry Amber and live a life under tight control as her parents watch your every move trying to take care of her and your baby. I really hope they're able to help you along in a life that is more than just you running at every chance you get.
What? I have to pay you child support as well?
Of course you did, you idiot. Even if you don't love my daughter any, she is still your child. Your parents have been kind enough to send me money every so often, but that doesn't make up for everything you should owe me. And there are still years to come that you'll have to send me money. So now that you are aware of all that, have a nice time talking with everyone some more. Hey, what the hell is up with this invoice you've sent me? Why do I have to pay you a settlement now? You're asking me? Because you went and stole my husband from me. For a long time now, I didn't know where you guys ran off to, so I couldn't send you the information about it. So I'm really happy you both are back in town now. I will finally be able to get all the money I deserve. I'm not messing around here. I have a child now that I need to support. Who in their right mind would take money from a new mother? Well, that's your situation now, but 10 years ago you didn't have a kid. And by the way, the only reason you were able to get married to Oliver was because of me, right? I was finally able to get that divorce from Oliver after he came back, giving you the chance to be his wife finally. You finally will never have to worry about becoming a single mother because your husband is forced to be with you. I want you to thank me for all that and give me the money I've asked for. Shut up. I'm not thankful for any of this now that it's all going to be the worst marriage in the history of man. I would much rather be a single mother now instead of having to pay you all this money. You would? But you were finally married to Oliver, but you'd rather lose all that so you don't have to pay me? My life with him is horrible and would only be made worse by having to pay you. I was happy at first to have my dad force him to marry me, but this isn't the marriage I thought we'd have. Oliver won't even look at me anymore, and I feel just as alone as I did without him around. What makes all of this worse is that he has to pay a lot of money as well, so his excuse to me for never being around is that he's working all day. And the moment he gets home, he goes right to bed. He doesn't seem to give a crap about me and the baby, and it's making me want to give up on life. Wow,
Well, that's not quite a romantic and loving marriage, now is it? And after trying to talk with my dad about it, he just tells me to shut up and be happy for what I have. I thought he was here to support me, and it doesn't feel that way at all. My dad's even told me that he did his part getting Oliver to marry me and that he doesn't care about what happens after. Nobody in this world is listening to me. I even tried going back to see my mom and dad, but they won't let me into their house unless I bring the baby. Well, I don't blame them. They had to do everything in their power to get your life back on track with Oliver, and after having to wait 10 years to do that, they've had enough. I'm sure they still love you and all that, but deep down they just really want to focus on their own lives and not their petty and annoying daughter. With the way things are going, though, I'm not going to be able to raise my baby. I never knew that Oliver hated kids this much. I thought that after getting married, he'd stop whining about the baby, but he's only gotten worse. If nothing changes with him, then my child is going to grow up with practically no father. Don't worry. I was able to raise my daughter without ever having her father around. If anything, you'll be better off than me because your husband is still in the house with you and making money for your baby. Huh? So please stop whining about how hard your life is and be happy with what you have. I already spoke with Oliver about this, but the environment a baby is raised in is very important. So do your best to raise them in a place where they feel loved and supported. And don't forget, you still owe me money, and I'd like that sent to me soon. After that, I was able to get both settlements sent to my bank account from Oliver and Amber. This was also followed by the remaining child support I required from Oliver and this month's as well. I'm not sure how they were all able to pay me that quickly, but something tells me their parents stepped in to pay me for them. And when it comes to how those two are living together now, they are still not able to converse with one another, and their marriage really is just the most depressing thing. And even with his baby at home and his wife asking him to help out all the time, Oliver goes to work from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day trying to make money in order to pay off all he owes. Amber's pretty much been left on her own with her baby and is trying her best to make things work with what little she has. When it comes to myself, I've finally been given all the money I'd been wanting, and am now able to take my family on a trip to some theme park to treat my daughter to the fun she's been wanting to have. I know that from here, I'm going to have to start saving up for her future choices of going to college or something, so having this money from both Oliver and Amber has made it a lot easier to entertain my girl.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.
I thought today was your graduation. Why are there no signs or staff at the high school? The parking lot is basically empty right now.
I saw you getting extra ready this morning, but I didn't think you'd actually be tricked.
What do you mean, tricked?
Oh, yeah, the day of our graduation was rescheduled.
What do you mean it was rescheduled?
I mean that I'm not graduating today. I don't have school anymore, though, so I'm out with my friends right now.
Seriously? Again?
What do you mean, again?
Well, you lied to me about the date of the parent-teacher conference, and you made sure that I couldn't show up, didn't you?
Did I? I don't remember. It was such a long time ago. You know, only family members are allowed to come to the parent-teacher conference and graduation ceremony.
I am a family member.
No, you're not. The only family member that I have right now is my dad.
You're still going to say that? You're not 15 anymore. Please, stop.
You're just Dad's sugar baby. Why did Dad think it would be a good idea to remarry someone like you? Even my previous mom was better than you. She didn't complain the way you do.
You were head over heels when we announced that we were getting married. Why are you saying all of this now?
I mean, what else was I supposed to say in front of Dad? I need to be the perfect daughter that he thinks I am when I'm in front of him.
It's like you have two different personalities. I guess they were right when they said that women can be frightening.
Maybe I'll be an actress when I'm older.
Whatever. So it was a lie that today was your graduation day and your ceremony is on another day, right? Then I'm going to head home. I'll have Dad come over to the real graduation ceremony, and you're not invited to come. Not that you're allowed to anyway, since you're not a family member and I hate you. Why do you hate me so much? How am I supposed to know? I just hate what I hate, and I hate you. It gets on my nerves just seeing you inside the house. And even the thought of the taste of your cooking makes me gag. I also hate the way you're so desperate for my dad's attention. When have I ever been desperate for his attention? Back when he wasn't married to you, my dad listened to anything I asked him for. But ever since you came, he stopped listening to me unconditionally. You fed him lies about me and lowered my image so that you could get more attention from him, didn't you? No, I didn't. How am I supposed to trust what you say? I'm not your daughter, and you've never thought of me as your daughter, have you? Of course I think of you as my daughter. If I didn't, then I wouldn't care enough to point out the things that I think are wrong. No, you just hate me. And I don't care if you hate me, because I hate you too. If anything, it's best for everyone if you just leave the house right now. Get divorced from Dad, old lady. Old lady? How dare you? Do you think a loving parent's job is to just spoil their kids unconditionally? Because it's not. It's to teach them what is accepted and what isn't in the real world. Quit acting like you're my mother. You're just a stranger. Anyways, I don't have the time to be wasting talking to some stranger. I'm going to a carnival with my friends. Don't text me anymore. A carnival? Do you have the money to go? You told me 2 days ago that you used all of your allowance for this month, so you need some money. The truth is, I know where you keep the cash inside of the house. You took money from the house? Your father and I told you to work out your spending from your monthly allowance over and over again. Who cares? I only took like $300. $300? That was the grocery money. The entrance fees went up lately. And I want to buy food and merch from the stands inside. So $300 is the bare minimum that I need to have fun. Just think of it as a present for graduation. Well then, I've got to go. Wait a minute, we gave you your present for graduation already. We paid for your whole graduation trip with your friends. Rose?
How was the graduation ceremony?
Rose lied to me. Again.
Lied to you?
Yeah, the same thing as the parent-teacher conference. Apparently the actual graduation day is next week.
Wait, but we read a paper that had the date on it.
I'm sure she just remade it and changed the date, just so that I couldn't show up. It probably isn't that difficult if you have a printer.
Wow. I'm sorry for making you go through that again. It's all because I was spoiling her until I married you.
I mean, I understand how you felt. You just wanted to show that you loved her, right? Rose didn't receive much love from her mother, so you wanted to make up for that, didn't you? I can't imagine how difficult it was to raise a daughter on your own.
Yeah. But after getting married to you, I realized that blindly doing whatever she wants isn't the same as loving her. So I tried to fix my relationship with her, but I guess it was too late. She was already in middle school by the time you and I got married.
There's no such thing as too late. We've both tried our very best to have a sincere relationship with her. And I still think it isn't too late. The only reason that she won't acknowledge me as her mother is because I'm not trying hard enough. I'm more stress tolerant than I look, so I can keep going.
Thank you so much. I don't know what I'd do without you. But still, I think it's a problem on her side that she keeps lying to you over and over again. I feel that she might do something that's too far if she keeps going.
I mean, she still lives with us. And she'll be going to university from our house instead of a dorm. So we can help her out for now. But I'm worried about what might happen when she's on her own in the real world.
In that case, I have a plan on what to do if she ever tries us again.
A plan?
Yeah, I mean, you tried the nice way over and over again, and it didn't work. So we've got to change things up a bit, don't we?
I mean, I guess. By the way, Rose told me that she wanted just you to show up at her graduation ceremony.
Just me?
Yeah, apparently only family members are invited, and I'm a stranger, not a family member. So she doesn't want me to come.
Can you show me your text messages with Rose when I get home?
Sure, but why?
I want to see what kind of stuff she's always sending you. She probably says things to you that she would never say to even a stranger, right? I want to know those things as her father.
Okay, but if she ever finds out that I showed you our text messages, she'll probably hate me for life. So only use them to acknowledge that she says those things, okay?
Okay.
Guess who just graduated and also turned 18? I'm a full-grown adult now. Anyways, I was kind of bummed out to see that Dad wasn't here. I was really glad to see that you weren't there, though.
Congratulations on graduating, and happy birthday. Since you're a full-grown adult now, I expect you to carry yourself around as an adult, so that we can treat you like one.
Stop trying to parent me, old lady. The only thing that you do is lie around at home all day and use up Dad's money. You're not in a place to be parenting me.
Old lady, huh?
Yep, and I'm an adult now, so I think your job is done in our family.
I guess so. It looks like there is not much that I can do for you anymore.
Well then, I'm gonna go party with my friends, to celebrate our graduation. Oh, and I'm gonna stop by somewhere before that, so I'll go do what I gotta do.
Okay, but even if you've graduated, don't do anything stupid in your uniform.
I brought a change of clothes, don't worry.
Don't be too late.
Sure, but make sure to pack your things by the time I'm home.
Pack my things?
I've prepared something for you. Let's say a surprise. Congratulations! Today you finally become free. I haven't felt this good in months.
Freedom comes with responsibility.
Oh, shut up already. You're already a stranger now, legally. So, could you do me a favor and leave my house?
Legally?
Didn't I tell you that I have a surprise? Well, surprise! I turned in divorce papers for you and Dad.
What? Is this a prank?
Nope, this is completely real. I kicked the useless old lady who calls herself my mom out of my house. It took a lot of preparation, but totally worth it. All of my friends agreed that this was the best option.
What did you do about the signatures?
Who cares? I'm sure they don't even check if the signatures are real or not. So I signed your signature for you, and my friend's boyfriend signed Dad's for him.
Imitating another person's signature and turning in a legal document is a serious crime.
Do you know what's more of a crime? For a stranger to linger around in someone's house and act like they belong there. I just graduated from high school, so I thought it was a good time to surprise you. Congratulations, you just graduated from your role as my mother.
Well then, I'm graduating from my role as your father too.
Wait, what? What do you mean? My dad's still my dad.
The person that you're texting right now is your father, not your mother.
Who exactly do you think you're fooling here? I get that you're getting worked up because I turned in your divorce papers as a surprise, but are you seriously gonna lie that you're my dad? What are you trying to do exactly?
You're in no place to be talking to others about lying. You lied about the parent-teacher conference and graduation ceremony, and many more things.
Look, you're not fooling anyone here, so could you just pack your things up and leave already?
You're the one who's going to pack up your things and leave, Rose.
You're seriously starting to get on my nerves. Stop acting like my dad right now. He's working at his office right now, even I know that. How would he be texting me through your phone right now?
I logged into her account through my computer.
Through your computer?
Yeah, and I've read every single text between you and your mother. It was absolutely terrible. I couldn't believe that the person who texted those messages was my own daughter. So I decided to have your mother share her password and login ID with me, so that I could see whenever you said something.
Wait, Daddy? Actually? Hold on. Did you actually read all of the texts?
Yes. Your mother is also watching this conversation on her phone. But I'm talking to you through my computer right now.
Wait, Daddy. It's not what it looks like.
What is it then? Can you give me a valid explanation of what it is I just witnessed?
Well...
Exactly. You turned in legal documents as a surprise, right? Who did you do that for?
For you, of course. Because I know that there is someone more worthy of you, not someone like that lady.
You know, I made you go through a lot after divorcing your mother, and I'm sure I hurt you many times. So I've done things your way to make up for those things. But ever since I realized that that's not love, I acted more strictly towards you because I thought that you deserved a parent who really cared.
I only need you. We only need each other. If you have money to spend on that lady, then spend it on me.
You just want things to be about yourself, don't you? Then you can be alone and have everything be about yourself by yourself.
By myself?
Didn't you hear me? I'm graduating from the role of your father, just like the way Helen graduated from the role of your mother. You're already an adult, right? So figure out the rest of your life on your own.
Wait, what? But I'm still gonna be a college student.
If you're gonna choose to be a college student, then I suggest you get a job because there's gonna be a lot of tuition and living expenses to pay for. Balance your studies and work.
What? I can't do that.
You're going to college to learn, aren't you?
That's just irresponsible as a parent.
My legal responsibility to make you go to school applies up until high school, and you don't understand the worth of money yet.
Of course I do.
If you really did, then you wouldn't steal money from the house and go spend it with your friends.
That old hag, she snitched.
I told you that I saw all of the texts. Look, you're an adult now, and you want to go to college to learn. If that's the path that you're taking, then figure it out on your own. Do everything at your own risk. This is where I let go of your hand and you keep walking on your own.
But you can't just say that all of a sudden.
As I said, freedom comes with responsibility. Making choices on your own comes with risks. Happy birthday. I hope that you live a good life.
If you really hope that I have a good life, then pay for my tuition, please. I just wanted to live alone with you. I just wanted all of your love and money for myself.
Then you didn't do anything for me. You did it for yourself.
I'm still your cute little daughter, aren't I? I've acted the way that you wanted me to until now.
If you can't take good care of someone important to me, then you're clearly not acting the way that I want you to. If you really cared for me, then you would understand that Helen is the person I want to be with, and you wouldn't have turned in that divorce paper. You would have swallowed your pride and given her a chance. If you want everything to be about yourself, then live on your own.
I just graduated from high school. How am I supposed to do that?
Just go to your grandmother's house for the night.
What? Grandma's house?
Figure out how you're going to live from now on by the time college starts, because you'll never step into our house ever again.
You have got to be kidding me.
I'm dead serious. I was literal when I said that I'm no longer your father.
But I can't live on my own.
Well, you're not a child anymore, so you're going to have to. You knew what was right and what was wrong, and you still chose to do what was wrong. You brought yourself into this situation. It hurts me to know that you could do and say those things while knowing how the other person would feel.
Daddy, I'm so sorry. I'll be a completely different person from now on. Please, forgive me.
And there you go apologizing to the wrong person again. This is my responsibility. I couldn't teach you what was right until now. So I'm going to have to change the way I do things from now on. Think of this as your last chance, and have a good look in the mirror before deciding on how to live from now on. Well then, I've explained everything to your grandmother.
Wait, Dad, please! Don't throw me away like this! Daddy? Mom? Dad? I don't care, whoever, please just answer. Your father is driving, so he can't answer the phone right now. Mom? Where are you? I just came home and everything is gone and no one's here. We sent all of your things to your grandmother's house, didn't we? But what about all of your stuff? We moved. Moved? Yeah, we're headed to our new house right now. New house? Where? Can't tell you. We decided together that we won't tell you anymore. Anyway, have you already decided on what you're going to do about your housing and job after college starts? Of course not. I don't have any money. We already paid for the initial fees, didn't we? But I can't afford to pay the tuition. We handed your grandmother the information to your bank account. It has all of the birthday money and extra income that you received and never used. But this isn't enough. Of course it isn't. You used up almost everything the moment you received it. Well, then what am I supposed to do? I can't even move with this money. But Grandma keeps telling me that I'll only be able to stay at her place for another month. I mean, you don't expect her to let you stay at her house for the rest of your life, do you? I was planning to go to college from our old house, so I never saved up to live alone. I know that. You were planning to make your father and I divorce so that you could live alone with him and live a worry-free, amazing college life, right? Please, just tell me where your new house is. I'm begging you. I'm nice, but not nice enough to live with someone who I know hates my guts. I'm sorry, honey. But at this rate, I won't be able to go to college. And I haven't found a place to work at either. So I'll be homeless before I even know it. You're going to get to live at your grandmother's place for another month or so. So I suggest that you at least figure out how to do some chores around the house by the time you get kicked out. How would you forgive me? This isn't a matter of forgiving or not forgiving. This is called tough love. This isn't love! I mean, we gave you soft love for a long time, but you never fixed anything. This is our final resort to help you become a responsible adult. Please forgive me. I can't just not go to college while the rest of my friends are. And I can't be the only one who's working my butt off to pay my bills. Are you listening? Mom? It's strange. I wanted you to call me by that name so badly, but I couldn't care less anymore. I guess my brain just processes you as a stranger now. I'll apologize for everything that happened until now. Let's just go back to how things were, please. Let's be a family again. The way things were? You want to go back to when you never acknowledged me as a family member and disregarded all of my hard work to be a good mother? Because if that's the case, I'm going to have to reject your offer. Your father and I are still human beings, just like you are. We can't accept everything and act like nothing happened. But I'm apologizing to you. Well then, I'll be muting my phone now. I'm also blocking your number, so only contact your father from now on. And keep it to the minimum. To the minimum? Yep. Good luck figuring things out on your own. Bye-bye. Rose turned out to be unable to pay for her tuition and decided not to start college. Her grandmother knew the whole situation. And being the strict person that she is, she really decided to make Rose live on her own after 1 month. I've heard that she's currently working multiple jobs at a time, and finally acknowledges how valuable money is and how difficult it is to make a living on her own.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
Today's dinner was so much fun, Krista. The restaurant seemed to be very high class, and the food was amazing. If you ever go out again, please don't be afraid to invite my husband and I again, because that was a spectacular time. And that's the thing. Do you think you can at least pay for your guys' food? Huh? Why? Well, because you guys happened to order a lot of extra drinks and appetizers today compared to everyone else. Extra caviar and the most expensive champagne they had. Just with those extra orders, you guys exceeded $4,000. And right now, Gage and I are a bit astonished by seeing that on the bill. And what are you trying to say to me? Today was the day for you guys to celebrate getting married, right? If you guys plan to not even have a wedding, then at least celebrate by paying for all your family to be at that dinner with you. So don't expect a penny out of either me or my husband, okay? And I can understand what you think, but we didn't even think you two could order that much extra drink and food by yourselves. It would have been fine if it was an extra basket of bread, but that was way too much tonight. Well, I'm sorry, but I didn't think my husband and I actually spent over $4,000 on everything there. You only had a one-course meal ordered for us, and that wasn't going to cut it, so we just happened to have wanted a little extra food and drink to go along with it. And when we go out to restaurants we like to dine at, that same amount of food and drink would only cost us $200 at most. This is what happens when you try and make yourselves look big by reserving a fancy restaurant for us. Are you saying it's our fault for reserving that restaurant, Mana? That's exactly what I'm saying. My husband and I came today to celebrate my little brother and his wife. So don't get all upset about us being there if you're the ones that invited us in the first place. Can you at least pay for a small portion of what you guys ate? We'll pay 80% if you guys can cover the other 20%. At least then we wouldn't have to cover that whole $4,000 for you two. Stop messing around with me, Krista. It's because of you two getting such a fancy and high-end restaurant that I had to pay a pretty penny for all my makeup and hair to be done. Yet now you want us to pay more for just eating some food? We aren't paying a thing for tonight. Really? Maybe from now on, you guys should stick to chain restaurants or something casual if you don't want to pay more than $1,000 for everyone. Ah, right. How about next time you guys just host a party at your house for everyone? Have everyone that comes at least bring one food or drink with them, and then you won't have to pay more than $200 for the night. A home party, huh? We talked about it today during dinner. You guys are planning to move into an amazing apartment tower now that you're married, right? The views are amazing and the rooms are spacious. And when Mom and Dad went with you guys to check the place out, they had a ball. So when you guys are ready, we'll come over to play as well. Well, if that's what you guys want to do next, I'll have to check with Gage first. I can't just choose these sorts of things on my own. Well, we'll make sure to make time for whenever you guys are ready to have us over. When you both have a good date open, let us know. We'll bring some good food and alcohol over, and we can all have a fun night.
My dad just told me that him and Mom have made it back home safely. They said that today's dinner was absolutely wonderful.
Thank you for letting me know, and I'm happy to hear they both had a great dinner with us. And actually, just a bit ago, I was texting with Mana. She said she and her husband both had a great time as well.
Well, maybe that's due to the two of them going over the top with all the food and drink they ordered. When you asked them to pay for what they ate, did she take that well?
She told me she has no intention of paying for it. I asked for them to at least pay a portion of the bill, but even then she told me they already paid enough just to be there for us. And then went on to tell me that asking for money from them now is just not right.
Dang it. And I guess that $4,000 is all going to have to be paid off by us. I'm sorry for my stupidly selfish sister. I'll make sure to pay for all they ate with my savings.
No, you don't have to do that. We both invited them to be at the dinner, so I'll pay for half of that. Anyway, Mana also said that she'd like to come to our new apartment to hang out sometime, and wondered if we could do a home party and all.
What? She invited herself to have a home party at our new place?
Well, talking about today's dinner led us to starting a new conversation about the apartment. And that's when she said that she wanted to come over and play.
She must have heard about Mom and Dad coming with us to check the place out last time. And since they all seem to be really interested in the apartment, they always commented about it throughout today's dinner.
And that's what got Mana really into coming over to see the place firsthand. She said she and her husband would bring some food and drinks, and we could all have a party there. What should we do? Should we have a party? And when?
No, I'm not going to let her and her husband into this new apartment. You can just forget about her ever asking about a home party, because it's not happening at our place. Next time, if she says anything about it, tell her I said no.
Huh? You don't want either of them coming over to our place? You let your mom and dad come.
I have a hunch that when she comes here, she'll try to steal something from us, and I'm not letting that happen. So she's not coming in. And if she does come in, we'll lose some things and never see them again.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
I know that you can see it in them, but my sister and her husband are both very selfish and will do anything and take anything they please. You could say that she's jealous of what others have, but too cheap to buy her own things. But I know that if she comes into our house, she'll leave with her hands full of our things.
Are you serious?
When I was living on my own, she came over quite often to hang out with me. She'd say that she was in the area shopping and wanted to stop over at my place and take a rest. But when they'd leave my place, I'd start realizing I was missing some of my things.
Are you sure you're not just mistaking some things?
I made sure to check everywhere for my things before accusing them. I started to notice that my toilet paper would disappear. But as time went on and they got worse and worse, I started to notice my clothing has gone missing and things like that.
What?
Even the t-shirts that I collected from those metal concerts I've gone to were missing. And one time when her husband came over, I saw him taking my things. Of course, I confronted them about it right then, but then they told me that they were just borrowing things before they ran off with them. And ever since then, I've gotten nothing of what they borrowed back.
That's really terrible of them, though. Even if you're family, that shouldn't mean they get to have all your things.
And that's the reason why those two are not allowed in our new apartment. And this place isn't just mine, but ours, and we have a lot of things here. I'm at least a little used to having some of my things stolen, but if they start stealing your things too, I'd break.
I get that, and I'm not too happy about any of that either. Then I guess we're not going to be having a house party with them then. And even besides that, we'll make sure not to let her or her husband into our place.
Yeah, let's do our best with that. I'm sorry, Krista. My family has all sorts of problems. If she says anything else to you about it, tell me right away. I'll make sure to handle them for you since she's my sister after all.
Krista! I decided to come over to hang out, but why are you not here? Are you guys out of the house somewhere? Wait, Mana? I bought some beers to bring over, so I'll put those in the fridge for later, okay? We can have them all when everyone's back here. The fridge? Hey, slow down a second there. Don't tell me you're in our apartment right now. You never ended up letting me know when we could come over, so I decided to let myself in. We already knew that Mom had a set of keys to the place. So after going to their house after dark, we grabbed the keys and came here to let ourselves in today. What? But that's breaking and entering, right? What are you talking about, Krista? We are your family, so we don't have to worry about things like that. But before we talk any more about that, can you tell us where you both went? It's the weekend now, so we had planned to come and have drinks with you both. We're on our honeymoon right now. I told you earlier that we'd be going to Europe today for our honeymoon and that we'd be back sometime later, right? Huh? Is that so? I feel that you did tell me that one time, but I guess I forgot. But back then, while you were still around, you should have invited me, so I was a bit disappointed in you for that. You were disappointed? I had some feeling that day you really wanted me to ask for you to come over, but... Really? And that's because I did want you to ask me over. Yet now that I decided to let myself over, you both happen to be out of the country. I don't even want to go home now. I guess until you both get back, we'll just have to live here. What? And just as Mom and Dad said, this place is super spacious. It's like living in the dream world, being up this high in the apartment tower with all this nice interior. I think we'll be taking this place over from now on. I think it's been long enough now, so why don't you engage just hand this place over to his big sister? There is no way we'd ever do something like that for you. Don't say such stupid things and just hurry up and leave our apartment, okay? Entering into someone's house without asking is trespassing, and that's not good. I told you, it's fine. We're your family, right? Oh, I just found some really high-quality steak in your guys' freezer. A5, huh? That's pretty expensive, isn't it? You and my little brother sure have lived the dream life here. Please stop going through our freezer like that. What is all of this? Some really expensive-looking wines and the most amazing-looking cheese. I'm going to open these all up right away. I'll make sure to leave you guys those cheap beers in exchange for this lovely wine, okay? I am telling you to please stop, Mana. You can't go into someone else's house and start eating and drinking all their things like that. What? What is this? What are all these really high-end pieces of jewelry you have here? These are those types that were only sold a limited time and were gone within days, right? Hey! What are you at now, fishing around like that? Do not just go into our room looking through all our things, please. I heard that these things can sell for a lot online right now. My God! I just put one of them up for sale and it's already been sold. And I just made 3 times the original amount of it. This is amazing here. You have to be joking. Did you just sell one of my pieces of jewelry? It's fine, it's fine. I'll make sure to give you half the money I received, okay? And the other half will go to me for going through all of this work. Stop all of this right now, Mana. Doing all of this after breaking into our house is not okay. If you are not out of that house in 1 minute, I'm calling the police. What? Were you not listening to what I just said a second ago? My husband and I really like this apartment, and so from here on out, it's where we're going to live. So this is no longer your guys' place to call home anymore. Excuse me? You guys don't have a place to come home to now. You guys still have some time on your honeymoon to start looking for a new place to live. We never planned to go back there. Huh? Actually, a few days before we went on vacation, Gage and I moved out of there. And so we haven't been planning on ever going back there once we're done on our honeymoon. You moved out? Then whose place is this right now? And the key that Mom and Dad had still allowed us to get in. Normally when someone moves out, the company that owns the tower will change the lock, right? Well, the next couple to be moving in is close to us, and so we saw no need having all the locks and keys changed out. After all, we were handing that place over to your mom and dad to live in. What? My mom and dad? Actually, we had been talking with them about this. They told us before that they really did love our apartment a lot. And when we told them that we had planned to move out at some point, they asked if they could have it next as their new home. Their new home? Well, the house they had was getting really old, and they were first thinking of remodeling that house. But during that time, they came over and saw our new apartment, and that's when they became interested in wanting to live here. But having them look for a tower apartment of their own to move into can be pretty stressful. And so your brother and I started thinking that maybe they could move into our apartment. And so in the end, we decided to have them take our place and move in. And they really liked that idea and thanked us for it. What the heck? And also, recently, you have been a pain in the butt. So we had the idea of moving out on our minds for a month now. And so, since we both had been wanting to move and your parents really wanted this place, we gave it to them in turn for whatever money they got for that old house so that we could get a new place to live. And that's why we were able to move out of there right before we took our honeymoon and have a new place to live. So then that means... Wait a sec. So right now, this isn't your guys' apartment, but my mom and dad's? Yep. Your parents wanted a more relaxed life, and living there would give them that. And so that steak and wine and cheese that you just happened to eat and drink all belonged to your mom and dad. And that high-end piece of jewelry you just sold belonged to your mom. And I remember her telling me that she always had to take days out of her life waiting to buy those for herself. Huh? You're lying, right? What should I do? I didn't know this all belonged to my parents now. And it seems your mom and dad are close by going on a walk right now. And when I called them and let them know of this, they said they'd start walking home right away. So they should be there any minute now to see you both. Oh, crap! Crap! Right now the doorbell is going off like crazy. Mom and Dad are going to be so pissed with me for this. Well, Gage and I are on our honeymoon trip, so I'm going to have to leave you with them now. Make sure to apologize to them both, okay? Help me, Krista. Do you think you can let us come stay with you for a bit? Huh? What happened to you? My mom and dad kicked me out of their apartment. I tried so hard to apologize to them for everything, but they were both so frustrated with me that they wouldn't listen to a word I said. And they ended by saying they never wanted me around them ever again. But my husband and I had planned to live in that apartment, right? And so the apartment we had before, we gave up before coming over to that tower apartment. Man, you really did plan on taking our apartment away from us. Right now we're trying to make it work without a house, but I can't do it any longer. And another thing, right? I was fired from my job. But with the amount my husband brings in, we cannot live like this, and we have no savings. And without any money, he and I can't find a place to rent. And having to move into someplace new does cost a lot of money and time, right? So, if you can please let us stay with you until we have enough money saved up, that'd be much appreciated. Let us know where you guys moved away to. You guys have to be back from that honeymoon by now, right? So please, let us live with you guys for a while in that new place. I'm sorry, but I can't do that. After telling Gage about what happened recently and the history he's had with you, I don't think I'll ever be able to allow you guys around our house. But we are family, aren't we? And even if we're in-laws, I've always seen you as my little sister. And you can see that your older sister is struggling right now, so just shut up and let us stay with you. If you don't, I'm no longer going to be friendly with you. Actually, I'm totally fine with you and I never seeing each other again. And if you think you're struggling right now, I'd rather not let you over here, or else you'll make Gage and I struggle with you both as well. And I get that you think I'm your little sister, but in reality, I'm your husband's boss. And so, really, I have control over what happens with you both. Huh? You're my husband's boss? So no matter how much you think you and I have been close, I'm not thinking of us the same way. He's my employee right now, and I don't want to have a personal connection to his family when at any moment I might need to fire him. Huh? Wait, what did you just say? We had talked about this during my dinner a while back, but I suppose you both were drunk off of that champagne, and so you never heard me talking about being your husband's boss. You guys really work for the same company? What the hell? This is the first time I'm hearing about any of this. And the company we work for isn't all that big, so when I got married, he knew about it pretty quickly. Word began to spread then about how him and I would be related, and that would mean he would be my subordinate, even though he's my family, and that's against company policy. So the plan was that after I had gotten married and was back in the office, he would have to change departments. And so, actually, he's been left with another manager in charge of him. Wait, what? Why do you get to be above my own husband in that company? My husband is older than you, right? But I happen to have a lot better of an education. And I've done a lot more for this company. Huh? This company is relatively new, and so things like age and gender play no part in who becomes management here. And so those who actually put in the work and are educated in what they do get to move up. So, wait, that means you're saying my husband pretty much sucks at his job there? Well, to be honest, yes. And I have to say, I'd never really want to consider him my employee or anything. Just be aware that when I'm back, things will become a lot more strict for him. I don't want him thinking he can just keep getting away with slacking off while he has a bunch of work to get done.
What?
I've heard from a lot of the other leaders in this company about him. They say he's never wanted to get anything done right, and he's always on his phone or at other people's desks talking with them. That's probably the reason someone like me was able to become a manager here, and he had to stay put.
Huh? Wait, you... Just because we're family doesn't mean you get a free pass to start talking about my husband that way. I promise you that he will not take all that talk lightly. He'll make sure to surpass you in no time there.
And that would be awesome. But before he can do that, I think he'll be on the company's chopping block.
Huh?
According to others, he has been stealing some things from the company, and soon the company will have evidence of all that to work with. And since you've been fired, and so will your husband here soon, you both will be stuck in a pretty crappy lifestyle.
Excuse me?
I'll just say this for your sake, but remember that even though you guys will have nowhere to go, you cannot break into other people's homes. They might really call the police on you both, and that wouldn't turn out well. Now, I'm going to say goodbye. Bye! After all of that, the following day, Mana's husband was brought into the HR office and had quite the talking to. They had evidence of him stealing things from the company, and he replied by telling them it was his wife by asking him to bring those things back to her. He would then say he shouldn't be fired for listening to what his wife wanted, but they replied by saying his work ethic is also poor and he never seems to do anything but talk to other employees all day. And that day, he was kicked out of the office building and told to never return, along with having to pay the company back for the list of things he'd stolen, totaling out to $750 of things. And then after that, those two ran crying back to Mana's mom, trying to get her to understand them. But she didn't have any of it when she learned that they were causing problems for everyone, and not just the family. And then followed up by telling them they were no longer family. And that was the end of them ever having anything to do with us, and that was great news to Gage and I. And when trying to ask friends to let them stay at their houses, they'd tell them to stay away because they didn't want their things stolen either. This led to those two finally giving up on trying to rely on others, and so they started to look for work so they could start back over from square one. So right now, the both of them are working for a 2-star hotel outside of town where they also live. And all I can say is my husband and I are praying that they don't do anything stupid there to get them to lose their last remaining hope.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
Hey Janice, have you been doing alright with your husband recently? Huh? You haven't been getting the cold shoulder or anything from your husband these days? Like when you try to talk to him, he just ignores you, or when you invite him out, he says no? You haven't noticed anything like that happening between the two of you lately? Why are you asking me all of this all of a sudden? It's very rare that I ever get a text or a call from you, Isabel. And having you ask about my husband is even stranger. Are you sure you're not confusing me with another woman named Janice or anything? I'm sorry, Janice. I don't think I know anyone else with the name Janice besides you. I just wanted to talk to you about something that I think might be bothering you lately. The reason that Jerry has been so cold to you lately is because of me. Right now, I'm going out with your husband. And all this started a couple of months ago, and we've been going strong together. Haven't you noticed that for the past few months, Jerry's been going on business trips a whole lot of more frequently? In reality, he's only been coming over to my place so that we can go out together. I'm sorry, I happened to get a hold of the man you love. But you should have known that I'd be coming back one day to get what you took from me. Wait a second, you're going out with Jerry? You and him are really dating now? I have no reason to be joking with you about this. The man you had been so happily married to is now in my hands. But that's bound to happen since you've always been in my shadow ever since the two of us were in school together. When I first heard that you had gotten married to a CEO, I really felt that. There's no way a man like that should be wasting away with a low-life scum like you. So I'm sorry to say this, but let me have your husband now. Huh? The spot you have next to your husband and that beautiful penthouse you live in with him are now mine. It's about time that I'm the one who won Jerry to my side. If you understand everything I've told you, I'd like it you got out from that penthouse right now. But him and I have been divorced for over 3 years now. Huh? Well, Jerry and I got divorced years ago. I never got around to letting everyone know about it or post it on social media, so I'd assume you never knew anything about this. Divorce? And 3 years ago? Yeah, surprise, I guess. Why are you telling me a bunch of bull crap right now? Do you think that telling me these crazy lies is gonna let me leave your husband alone? What? That wasn't a lie. Everything I said is very true. There's no way, Janice. I can see on that man that he has a wedding ring on his ring finger. Why would he still be wearing that if he was divorced? Come on. Do you really think that I'm stupid enough to fall for your lies and will leave you alone? Please. I know all of this hurts to hear from me, but I'd never joke or lie to you about the man I love. I'm sorry, but I'll pass on believing you. You're wrong though, Isabel. I'm telling the truth when I say that him and I are no longer married. We divorced 3 years ago over some things that I'd like to sort of keep private. If you'd really like me to believe that you and him are no longer a thing, then show me by divorcing him right now. I'd like for him and I to get married really soon, so hurry up and get those divorce papers. When I've seen that you've signed the papers, then I'll trust everything you said. Hey Jerry, I heard that during the time we've been divorced, you've started going out with one of my good old friends from back in the day. I don't care who you choose to date now, that we're no longer a thing, but can you please make sure to explain everything to her before she comes to me spewing misinformation?
What? Since when did you learn that Isabel and I have started dating?
I got a few texts from Isabel about it. She seems to think that you and I are still married to each other. She told me that she's stolen you from me, so I have to divorce you now.
What?
She thinks that you and I are still married to one another, and that she's done a great job stealing you from me. I already know that she's a bit of a nut, but you have to do a better job at clearing things up when you talk to her. You and I divorced years ago, and you're still wearing the wedding ring. To her, she thinks that was a good enough piece of evidence to use as a reason for you and I still being together.
You're kidding me. What the heck? Isabel really went and started talking to you again? Well, I'm just glad that she started talking to you, which leaves me in the clear. If she started talking to my wife, I'd be in huge trouble.
Huh? What do you mean by your wife?
Now that I think about it, I never got around to telling you. I actually got remarried to another woman. I think her and I filled out the paperwork about a year after we got divorced.
Seriously? Then why are you going out with Isabel now?
If you just put a little thought into it, you'd probably get your answer. I'm only with Isabel for the ride.
Huh?
But if she were to seriously start talking to my real wife about her being with me, I'm so glad that she thinks that you and I are still married. It really helps me out a ton. Just thinking that she might have started to talk with my current wife, God, does it make me feel sick.
Jerry, you still haven't gotten over your urge to cheat? The whole reason you and I split was due to you cheating on me before. Now you're with another woman? And you're even cheating on her?
Well, it can't be helped, can it? I'm just the kind of man that's into these sort of relationships. I have the ability to literally get any woman to come my way. Even those within my company.
Huh?
But when it comes to someone like Isabel, she's far better than the rest. That's why I really enjoy using her as my toy right now, and I'm sure that Isabel has the same intentions with me. But perhaps I should start being more serious with her.
Don't say such awful things, Jerry. You have a wife right now, so I want you and Isabel to leave each other, please. I thought it was already enough having you sleeping with another woman while we were married, but for you to do it again to another woman again? You went through all the trouble of getting remarried, so you should take better care of her as your wife.
And I am taking great care of her, but the relationship I have with her and the one I have with Isabel are both very different. And besides, if I started to only focus on my wife and nobody else, what would all the other women that want to sleep with me think?
Huh?
Well, for the time being, I'm sorry that Isabel went and got you involved in this. I'll make sure from now on to tell Isabel about the reality of us two, okay?
The fact the whole reason you and I got divorced was due to you cheating, and yet here you are again, doing the same thing to your current wife. I'm just glad I got rid of you when I did.
You saying things like that must mean you still care a little bit about me, right? If that happens to be the case, do you want to try getting back together with me? I wouldn't mind having myself another wife to cheat on.
Don't start making fun of me, Jerry. Because of everything you did, the memories I have of you are all very depressing. So if I'm ever to get married to another man, I'll make sure he has no intentions of ever seeing another woman. I'd never once think about getting back together with a jerk like you.
But it was because you married a jerk like me that you were able to live in a penthouse with a huge CEO. Are you sure you're not missing the life you had with me? And that's why you want to get back together? You can't tell me the truth, Janice.
Excuse me?
If you'd like to get back together, you can message me anytime. Now, I'm heading out.
Starting today, I'll be living in the penthouse. I heard that you had no desire of leaving this place, and so you had to be tossed out. Huh? I was told by Jerry that you didn't even want to divorce him yet. So while you're still around, he said the two of us can't get married yet, but we can still live together. It's all because you just couldn't let go of him, and I now have to wait longer to be with my man. I'm just glad he was able to get you out of the penthouse. You're lying, right? Wait, are you telling me that you've seriously started moving into someone else's house already? Someone else's house? What the heck does that mean? Today, this place is going to become Jerry and my place to make love. I was actually a bit worried that it'd take him a long time to get me in, so I made a duplicate key for the place that I'll be using. What? So this means that you haven't even really talked to Jerry yet about going and staying in his penthouse? Well, when you put it that way, I suppose so, but I know that he'll be fine with it. After all, he loves me and wants to marry me as soon as he can. That's the kind of cute love the two of us share, unlike you. I don't think there's anything cute about your guys' love. What? The only thing that's not cute here is the fact that you still haven't divorced him even after being kicked out of the house. I keep telling you to hurry up and leave my man, yet you do nothing. I have no other choice but to toss all of your things out of here as well. Now that all your things are gone, there's nothing reminding him of you here, so you really do have nothing better to do than divorce him. You threw out all those things? I did. Every last thing is gone now. I was able to get someone to come here and take care of it all. I could definitely see that you had a lot of nice things since you've been the wifey of a wealthy CEO. I bet if I sold a lot of that online, I could have made thousands and thousands of all of it. All of your things were very luxury brand, so you must have had it all made out for you here. You're lying about all that, right? Doing that to someone else's things? But I told you that starting today, I'd be the one getting to live this luxurious life with Jerry, and so all of those things were technically mine. So this all means that you're never going to come back to this penthouse ever again, right? This'll be the place that Jerry and I can start making a family together. A woman that's no longer loved by him is only getting in the way now. Isabel, I want you to go out and get all of those things you just threw out. If you don't do any of that soon, I'm sure that his wife is going to call the police on you. Huh? His wife? That's you, right? Do you really think that it's a good idea to call the police on me over this? All I did was get rid of the little roadblock that was in my way of taking my seat next to my CEO. I never did one thing that was a crime. You went ahead and vandalized someone else's things. You took all her things and broke them down and threw them out, right? And the fact that the person that threw those all out is the person her husband is sleeping with. I don't think you'll be able to hide all of this from Jerry's wife now. Huh? Why do you keep saying his wife like she's not you? And I told you all of this before, right? Him and I have been divorced for 3 years now. And then after that, Jerry ended up getting married to another woman. And that penthouse is the place where Jerry and his current wife live. Huh? But that was the lie you made to try and get me to leave you alone, right? You really are divorced? We are. I wasn't able to deal with Jerry cheating on me anymore. And so the two of us got divorced. Actually, while we had been married to each other, he was sleeping with all kinds of women. I knew about that for a little while, but I just couldn't stand to be with him any longer and had the two of us divorce. What? But to hear that he got married, when I first heard that from him, I had to look into them myself. And he really did happen to get married to a very well-off lady. And I know you've heard of him, that's his penthouse and all, but I think that the two of you are going to be kicked out of there once his wife finds out. Huh? You're lying. This penthouse is Jerry's, right? And I never even knew that he ended up marrying a really wealthy woman. And when I learned about all of this, I was surprised as well. I never thought there would be anyone willing to marry the CEO of a company that was about to go bankrupt. And even crazier is that she actually has loads of money. What do you mean by his company going bankrupt? There's actually one other reason him and I got divorced. When I had first heard he was cheating on me, I really had no clue of who he was sleeping with behind my back. And at that time, I was already upset at just knowing that he was cheating on me, and that was enough for me to start thinking about divorce. However, it turned out that he was sleeping with other employees within his company, and soon they started to speak up about it. That's of course when I lost it and chose to leave him, because I just could not deal with his crap any longer. His company began to go downhill, and it was only a matter of time before he'd have to either leave the company or go down with the ship. So the two reasons I left Jerry were because of his cheating and the fact that I couldn't see him saving the company from the image he gave it. Huh? That's the whole reason I thought after our divorce that company and him would go under, but to learn that he'd get remarried and that his company would stand back up really shocked me. I'm sure that his current wife was willing to help his company out by handing him a large amount of money. Are you serious? Now I don't want to say anything more, so you should really go and get all his wife's things before she comes back. I really don't think that even in the case that Jerry got kicked out by his wife, he'd turn to you become his next woman anyway. He told me before that he only views you as a hit toy for pleasure. And since you're not the brightest woman in the world, I think he'll have no other choice but to toss you aside. Then there's no way he'd do something like that to me. He's told me so many times before that he loves me. He even told me that one day he wants to make me his new wife and everything. So why would he be saying that if he has another wife with a lot of more money than me sitting by his side? If he loves me as much as he says he does, then I should be the one he wants to marry, right? Well, then why don't you just prepare yourself and wait in that penthouse to see what all goes down? Then you'll be able to learn firsthand the truth behind of all this. But to be honest, I don't even know what will really happen, nor do I care. What am I gonna do, Janice? I was just told by Jerry that he wants me to leave him. I had been waiting all day for him to come home to here, right? But him and that wife of his walked through the door with their hands held tight, and they both looked like they were having a ton of fun together, him and I together right now, and yet he went out on a fun date with his wife? That can't happen. Whoa, so it seems he's having a better relationship with his own wife than with a toy. And then when I went up to him to ask him to marry me, he responded by saying that he wanted to know how an ugly woman like myself got into this house. And then he went and kicked me out of the house with the help of his wife. He then turned to her saying that I'm only one of his toys and that she was nothing to worry about. He didn't even make an eye contact with me as he told his wife that. So that must go to the show that Jerry really does love his wife more than you, huh? And then his wife told me that I would need to pay her a settlement as well as repay her for all the things I threw out. That all comes out to be $200,000 and she wants it paid in cash. $200,000 paid in cash? That's quite a large amount of money, huh? Right? There's no way this could ever happen, right? But then his wife told me that if I couldn't hand over the money right then, she'd call the police on me. And that's when Jerry said he doesn't care what she does about me. Well, I mean, When you looked online, you saw that a lot of those branded items all went for thousands of dollars, right? And you went ahead and vandalized and technically stole all of that and more. And when it comes to the settlement she's asking for, I'd assume she wants a lot of money from you for cheating. But that much? I don't have that kind of money, especially not in cash. Hey Janice, what should I do here? You should be willing to help me since I'm your friend. No way. I don't even want to deal with you. Huh? I know that all this turned out to be a huge misunderstanding for you, but you thought you knew that he was my husband and still started going out with him anyway, right? You pretty much said it yourself. You stole my husband from me, right? Do you really think I want to help someone that's done that? I get that and all, but this all turned out to be a misunderstanding, right? And so I never actually stole anything from you, so you should be fine with helping me. I really am asking you right now to please help me. If you're looking for someone to help you pay off that money, why not ask Jerry to help you? After all, he's the man that got you into all this mess, right? And now I'm going to leave. I have nothing to do with your guys' drama, so please, don't drag me into this any further. What?
Why is this happening to me? It's all because of your friend that my life is coming to an end. My wife is asking for me to divorce her, and then she wants to kick me out of this place. And now she's not even going to be around to help me with my company anymore. Why the hell is this happening to someone like me?
Ah, I see. So you're also going through some tough stuff now. Well, no matter what you tell me, I have nothing to do with you guys.
Huh? But this is all because of that friend of yours. Yet you are still trying to say that you have nothing to do with this.
Before you start saying that she's a friend of mine, remember that you are the one that started sleeping with her. You knew about her being my friend, yet you still did it anyway. So stop trying to blame this on me, when I haven't even been around for you 3 years from now.
Shut the hell up! You keep saying it like I care about her, but all she was to me was a toy. Yet, she thought she had the right to sneak into my penthouse like that. It's all because of her that my life has turned upside down.
Don't try to act like you're not to blame for all of this. You have a wife with you and yet you still decided to go out with another woman. And of course, it turned out that your wife was the one helping keep your company out of going bankrupt. Yet even with all the help you got from her, you decided it would be fantastic to start cheating again. It's funny that you weren't ever embarrassed to admit all of that to me.
Shut the frick up!
Do you think this is all okay for a CEO to do? You said after all those women around you, you want to play with you, right? But having all of them around you was due to your wife being so generous and loving towards you, right? Yet, you thought it was all because of you that you had a selection of women to choose from, and that's why you started cheating again. That's really something to be ashamed of, you whore.
Did you not hear me when I said for you to shut up? I'm not going to forgive you for calling me out like this.
Oh my, you're starting to scare me now. Well, if you don't want me calling you out and making fun of you, maybe try putting your phone down and quit texting me. I mean, if you have the time to sit here and blame everyone but yourself, then why not use that time to try and fix your company? You're going to lose your wife's financial support, so your company will sink for sure.
Crap. Unlike you, I thought that my wife would be understanding of everything. Yet now she's trying to take me down for only having a little fun with some other women. I really thought that because of all the money she has, I'd be able to get away with all of this and never have her find any of this out. Yet she's now threatening me with divorce after your friend decided to break into our house.
So you only married her for the money and to keep things hidden again? Seems you really need to learn your place, and the only way that will happen is that if you learn through pain and suffering. I'm sure there's something I could do about this.
Huh? What? What do you plan to do?
Do you know what kind of connection there is to my friend being the same person you ended up cheating with? I think I can tell your wife all sorts of things about the two of you now.
What? Wait. Please, don't do something that you're going to regret. If she finds out even more things about me being with Isabel while married to her and the past we had together, I'll literally be in hell.
And it's because you went and did all this crap that I think I'll have to talk to her. Now I have someone I need to talk to, so I'll be going. Isabel tried her best getting down on her hands and knees to try and apologize to Jerry's wife, but she didn't budge one bit and continued to ask her for that money. So then, Isabel went and sold a bunch of her own things, as well as borrowed some money from a loan shark to get enough to pay Jerry's wife in cash. And now, because of the terrible debt she's gotten herself into, she's working all day and all night to make any money she can. And as for Jerry himself, he did end up getting told by his wife to leave her. And in the divorce, she'd also be asking for a settlement from him too. And to help make sure she was successful in all this, I helped her out by sending her all the information I knew about Jerry and Isabel, and she was able to gather enough evidence from that. There were also some messages between Jerry and Isabel regarding his wife, like him calling her a wealthy idiot, and that he only needed her for his company, which of course all led to her asking for a very large amount of money from him as well. So to pay off the money he owed his now ex-wife, Jerry was forced to close his company and sell whatever he could to afford to pay off the settlement. And now that he's met his true fate of losing his company and all his money, he's now working the night shift as a male escort, trying to relive the life of having women asking him to be around.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.